Hi and welcome to the channel. Today's top news bulletin, latest news. France historic May Day rallies in France. According to Saudi Gazette, more than 1 million people could take to the streets in France for historic May Day demonstrate against the country pension reforms. JP Morgan is set to take over the troubled US bank First Republic brokered by regulator. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation confirmed in a statement that First Republic had collapsed on Monday. Investment banking gained JP Morgan will now take on all of the deposit and substantially all the assets of First Republic Bank. First Republic Bank, the third major US bank to collapse in a recent month. The San Francisco based lender share fell by more than 75% last week after it admitted that customer had withdrawn $100 billion, which is 79.6 billion euro of deposit in March. It follows on from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March, which prompted fear of wider bank crisis. Saudi Arabia started new service to provide data individuals who wish to work in delivery sector. The Upshare platform for individual has launched a new service titled Kufu that would enable companies to get personal and professional data of Saudi men and women who wish to work in the delivery sector. The service enables companies and establishments to access the required information of Saudi individuals who wish to work in the field of delivery of order and individual. The service will allow individuals to choose their desire to participate in the delivery of order or personal delivery or both. And upon the approval, the individual's information will be shared with the relevant authority with the emphasis on the confidential of such information. The information will include the individual photo, vehicle model, year of manufacture, insurance status, driving license, security status, and nationality, and also national address with district geographical location, validity of vehicle license, date of birth, gender, ID number, and the name. To obtain the service, there are a number of conditions, most notably the active email ID of the individual requesting the service. Individuals can register by accessing My Service menu in Upshare Afrad, select General Service, and then click Kufu Service. Saudi Arabia grants free visa for those coming from Sudan on a legal basis. Lieutenant General Suleiman Al Yahya, Director General of Passport, announced that Saudi Arabia will grant free visa for all nationals who have been evacuated from Sudan on a legal basis. Speaking to Ikhbariya channel, he said that this initiative comes under the directive of the vice leadership of Saudi Arabia. According to those who were evacuated from Sudan can enter the kingdom as many member of the Saudi society and as any person who visit the kingdom, and they can free movement. However, they must have scheduled departure plans, he said. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that the kingdom has managed the evacuates as many as 5,013 people belonging to 100 countries from Sudan since the beginning of the military operation between the Sudanese Armed Force and the Rapid Support Force. This comes as a continuation of the effort made by Saudi Arabia under the directive of the vice leadership in evacuating in citizens and nationals of friendly country from Sudan to the kingdom. In a related development, 45 Saudi citizens and 36 Pakistani nationals arrived at King Abdullah Air Base in the western sector in Jeddah from Sudan on Sunday morning. They were evacuated on board transport plane of the Royal Saudi Air Force. International oil updates. Crude drops. Qatar Airways pushes oil firm to produce low-cost sustainable fuel. According to Arab News, oil fell on Monday as concern over economic impact of the US Federal Reserve potentially rising interest rates and weaker Chinese manufacturing data outweighed support from new supply cut taking effect this month by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, known as OPEC Plus. Brent crude fell $1.55 1.93% to $78.78 a barrel at 12 p.m. Saudi time, while US West Texas Intermediate crude lost $1.56 or 2.03% to trade at $75.22. Qatar Airways fighting with oil companies for low cost sustainable fuel. The CEO of Qatar Airways said on Monday that the airline is fighting with oil companies to produce sustainable aviation fuel in order to bring prices down. We are fighting with oil company to create the economic of scale to produce SAF in big volume to bring the price down, Akbar Al-Bakr said at a press conference, adding that the airline would like to use it or at least blend SAF with aviation fuel. Natural gas pumping resume from Libya, Brega at Al Khums. Libya's National Oil Corporation will resume pumping natural gas from Brega to the Libyan city of the Al Khums at a capacity of 100 million cubic feet per day after a 12-year halt, a company statement said on Monday. Philippine dozen of flights cancelled at Manila airport after outage. About 40 domestic Cebu Pacific flight cancelled in the Philippines after second power outage at main gateway this year. According to Al Jazeera News, dozens of flights have been cancelled at the Philippines' biggest international airport following an unexplained power outage. About 40 domestic Cebu Pacific flights were cancelled on Monday following the power cut at Manila Airport's Terminal 3. The airport said in a statement, airline and immigration computer were still able to function partially and process inbound and outbound passengers, the statement said. Manila Electric Company, the airport operator, said it was looking into the cause of the power outage, which disrupted the travel plans of many Filipinos trying to return home after the 3 day Labor Day weekend. Cebu Pacific said in a statement it offered its passengers the option to rebook or receive a refund to be put in a travel fund for future use. Indian Center New Delhi to send special force with anti-drone tech for G20 meet in Jammu Kashmir. A week after the terror attack in Jammu Kashmir launched last week, the Home Minister will send the team to the Union Territory to review the security situation ahead of the G20 meeting scheduled there. Air India warns pilots of strict action over delay in license renewal. According to NDTV, Air India has sent out a strongly worded email including a directive of disciplinary and monetary action against its pilots in case of delay in license renewal or airport entry pass. The mail stated that there have been instances where the crew has not submitted the required document or completed the required formalities. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more and latest updates.